Hi, I'm Liz Shapiro, and I'm the Director of Arts Preservation and Museums for the state of Connecticut in the Department of Economic and Community Development. And I have the pleasure of being the team leader for the State Historic Preservation Office. I think preserving history is so important because history is the foundation of what we are as a society today. So everything that has come before, it's like the foundation of a house. You couldn't possibly build a house without having a strong foundation. And so the history, not just that we learn from books, but that we see all around us, the changes that human beings have wrought on the world through all of their activities, through work, through life, all of those things come to being when we're thinking about how to plan for a sustainable future. And that's why studying history and historic preservation and looking around and learning from the landscape is just incredibly important. It's an incredible tool for being creative, to find creative solutions to the problems that we encounter in our lives today and beyond. So if we want to talk about the Lovelace House, which is the house that is going to be the centerpiece of the restoration for the Stonington Boathouse, we need to put it into the context of the community that surrounds us. So the house is at this integral part of a whole historic district. And the historic district is really important because it surrounds the Rossi Velvet Mill. It's stewarded by Mystic Seaport, the neighbor down the street to the boathouse. It's at this critical juncture between the river and the farmlands that were once there. When the Rossi Mill started, the first thing that you need when you start any enterprise is to have workers to come, and skilled workers at that. And these were the folks who lived and worked in this neighborhood. Imagine this particular house directly across from the Rossi Mill. How do people know when to go to work in the morning? Well, there's a whistle that blows. Every time the whistle blew in the morning and in the middle of the day and at night, the streets were just teeming with people. And these people were a community. This was an incredibly dynamic part of a town that I think many people don't know about today, because we so think of the town of Mystic as seaward facing, which is incredibly important. But Mystic as a site of industrial activity was also a huge part of the historic story. When I think about people coming to visit the park, I think about a whole number of different communities. So there'll be people who come to the park who are visitors to Connecticut and to Mystic. I also think of people who live in the area who will be coming to the park to experience the water and the beauty of the water. And then I think about, of course, the people who will be coming here to row, which is sort of the intrinsic piece of importance of this project to begin with. And each one of them sort of holds up an important place in the narrative of the way the site is experienced. Saving a historic building is like kind of the ultimate of recycling. We are upcycling this historic building. We are taking something that was built in the past, and we are preserving what we can of it, changing it to suit the needs of the present day, and creating a joint stewardship for the community members, for the visitors, for everybody who uses the property. And to me, that is the whole point of projects like these. They create a community where people understand that there's a responsibility to the past, that there's a responsibility to the future, and this is how they intersect. What inspires me most about this project is that we are creating a park in an area, and I will tell you, I actually live right around the corner, so this is near and dear to my heart. Folks here have collaborated together to create a park, to create an interpretive experience, to preserve a building that is going to be accessible to people from across Connecticut. People can come and get a better understanding not only of what it means to take a boat out on the river, but they can bring their own boats. They can go out onto the river. They can experience this in a way with no barriers to entry for anyone. I come to this from an arts and a preservation and a museum perspective. And when I look at this project, I think, wow, all of the things that are important to me in my life just come together. I can see it all so clearly in my mind's eye that's why I come to work every morning, and that's why I love this project.